Script: The history, craftsmanship, and global legacy of Japanese swords. Opening: Welcome to Inside Nippon, where we uncover the stories behind Japan's most iconic traditions and artifacts. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of Japanese swords, or katana, from their ancient origins to their role in modern culture, including their controversial connection to the Yakuza. Will explore their history, craftsmanship, and enduring legacy. Let's get started. Early history and development. Japanese swords trace their roots back to the Yayoi and Kofun periods, where early straight-edged blades called chokuto were used primarily as ceremonial items. These swords symbolized power among tribal leaders and were heavily influenced by Chinese and Korean designs. As warfare evolved during the Heian period, the need for more effective combat weapons led to the creation of the tachi. This long, curved blade became the perfect weapon for mounted samurai warriors, offering unparalleled cutting efficiency during slashing attacks. 2. The Golden Age, the Kamakura period. The Kamakura period is often referred to as the Golden Age of Japanese sword-making. It was a time when the samurai class rose to power, and their demand for high-quality swords pushed artisans to innovate. Legendary swordsmiths like Masamune emerged during this era. His blades, known for their perfect balance of strength and sharpness, remain some of the most revered in history. Techniques like folding steel and clay tempering were perfected, allowing for the creation of intricate hamon patterns. The wavy temper lines that are both decorative and functional. 3. Famous sword-producing regions. Japanese sword-making was not confined to a single location. Instead, different regions developed unique techniques and styles. Bizen Province, Okayama Prefecture, known for its durable and elegant blades. Bizen swords were highly prized during the Kamakura and Muromachi periods. Yamashiro Province, Kyoto, famous for its refined techniques and swords with graceful designs. Soshu Province, Kanagawa Prefecture, home to Masamune, Soshu. Swords are celebrated for their strength and beauty. Mino Province, Gifu Prefecture, renowned for practical and sharp blades, perfect for wartime use. These regions not only shaped the history of Japanese swords, but also left a legacy that continues to influence modern sword-making. 4. Words and sayings inspired by Japanese swords. Japanese swords have inspired many phrases and idioms that remain in use today. For example, "Inaore shikiru, katanaore yatsukiru." The sword is broken, and the arrows are spent. This phrase means being at the end of one's resources, often used to describe a desperate situation. Shinken shonfu, shinken shobu, a true sword contest. Today it refers to serious or earnest efforts derived from the life-or-death duels of samurai. Hito no shita ni kokoro ari, I no shita ni kokoro ari. Beneath the blade lies the heart. This proverb emphasizes that skill with a sword requires both technique and intention. 5. The craftsmanship of Japanese swords. Let's take a closer look at the process of creating a Japanese sword. Tamahagane high-carbon steel, produced in traditional Tatara furnaces, is the foundation of every blade. Folding steel is folded up to 15 times to create thousands of layers, enhancing flexibility and removing impurities. Clay tempering. A thin layer of clay is applied to the edge and a thicker layer is placed on the spine before quenching, resulting in the blade's distinctive curvature and hamon. Polishing. A togishi polisher refines the blade's sharpness and brings out the details of the hamon and finish. 6. The Yakuza and Japanese swords. Japanese swords hold a complex and controversial place in the history of the Yakuza, Japan's organized crime syndicates. Symbolism in Yakuza culture. Much like the samurai, the Yakuza adopted Japanese swords as symbols of power, loyalty, and honor. In the early days of the syndicates, katana were often used in rituals or as emblems of a leader's authority. Famous incidents. One infamous case occurred in the mid-20th century when a Yakuza dispute escalated into a violent confrontation involving Japanese swords. These events left a lasting impression on the public, reinforcing the image of the Yakuza wielding katana as tools of both intimidation and retribution. Yubitsume and discipline. While yubitsume, the practice of amputating a portion of one's finger as an act of penance, is more commonly associated with knives, Japanese swords were sometimes used ceremonially during acts of discipline or symbolic gestures. Decline in modern use. Today, the possession of Japanese swords by the Yakuza has significantly declined due to strict enforcement of Japan's firearm and sword. Possession Control Law, 1958. The law imposes heavy penalties for illegal ownership, effectively reducing their presence in criminal activities. Despite this, the katana remains a powerful symbol within Yakuza culture, often appearing in films and literature portraying their world. 7. Where to see Japanese swords. If you're fascinated by Japanese swords, there are several incredible places to explore their history and craftsmanship. The Japanese Sword Museum, Tokyo, run by the NBTHK. This museum houses a stunning collection of historic blades, fittings, and educational materials. Baizen Osafune Sword Museum, Okayama, located in one of Japan's most famous sword-making regions. This museum features live demonstrations of swordsmithing. Seki Traditional Swordsmith Museum, Gifu Seki City, often called the City of Blades, is home to this museum, which showcases the region's long history of blade production. Kyoto National Museum. Kyoto displays exquisite examples of Yamashiro craftsmanship and other cultural treasures. These institutions not only preserve Japan's sword-making heritage, but also offer visitors a chance to witness the artistry firsthand. 8. Fun facts and trivia. Did you know that Tameshigiri test cutting was often performed on criminals during the Edo period to prove a blade's sharpness? Or that Japanese swords were sometimes gifted to foreign dignitaries as symbols of peace and respect? And here's an interesting fact. Despite their association with violence, Japanese swords were deeply tied to spiritual and artistic traditions, reflecting the values of their makers. 9. Global legacy and collectors. Japanese swords are highly sought after by collectors around the world. Antique blades can sell for millions, with famous examples like the Honjo Masamune being priceless artifacts. Modern replicas are also popular among martial artists and enthusiasts, prices ranging from $500 to $30,000, depending on craftsmanship. 10. Conclusion and call to action. Japanese swords are more than just weapons. They are symbols of honor, art, and history. From their role in samurai culture to their controversial connection with the Yakuza, they remain captivating artifacts of Japan's past. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of Japanese swords. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to Inside Nippon for more stories about Japan's rich culture and history. See you next time.